It's not even funny anymore how good Cole Caufield has been for the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, I don't even know if it was ever funny in general, but it was kind of like, just a quip, a nice little meme to throw out there amongst the fan base that no matter what bad happens with the Canadiens in the regular season with the team, whether they lose in overtime or Carey Price lets in a bad goal or Philippe Deneau doesn't do anything on the ice, there is still light at the end of the tunnel with Cole Caufield. And yesterday we had ourselves what was a great Habs victory, an absolute blowout over the Winnipeg Jets that I admittedly didn't really watch all too much of because I was cycling back and forth between napping, commercial breaks, and the Canucks and the Leafs game, but what I do want to talk about is that Cole Caufield, because when things are going poorly for the Habs, you can always look at Cole Caufield and what he's doing and be cheered right back up. But when things are going great for Habs fans, there is still a really good player in Cole Caufield to look up to and revere. Because the Wisconsin Badgers wrapped up their 2021 regular season earlier yesterday. And they did it in their fourth win in a row because they beat Michigan State on the 5th and they beat them on the 6th as well. The Badgers, though, if you're wondering, they actually haven't lost a game, straight up lost, in 8 full contests. The only reason they didn't have an 8 or 7 game win streak is because they actually had a tie a few weeks ago. You remember we talked about that the other night. But for Cole Caufield and the Wisconsin Badgers, they wrapped up last series against Michigan State with 2 wins, putting them on top of the Big Ten. In fact, they're first. And it's the first time in 20 years that the Big Ten is actually being led by the Badgers. And it's crazy because this is what a good player can do. This is what several good players can do. But mostly I'm just going to focus on one right here. I know Dylan Holloway has been great for Wisconsin, but for Cole Caufield, this guy absolutely put the Badgers on his back over the past few days and stormed the Badgers into taking what was their first title in 21 years for the Big Ten. On Friday, March 5th, they beat Michigan State 4-0, a very dominating and decisive victory. Cole Caufield had himself a goal and an assist. They were the 2 second-period goals scored by the Badgers. The first one was on the power play where Caufield on the far left side on the point gets the pass over from Linus Weissbach. He does what we know he can do. He grips it up high, slaps it down. Boom goes the dynamite, baby. Cole Caufield gets the goal from very far range, and it's in the back of the net. Give it a few more minutes, and he gets the primary assist on Ty Pelton-Bice's 4-0 goal. So there's 2 points on the night for Cole Caufield, continuing that point streak he has been on, where he has been at 2 points in every single game at the very least, going back to the middle of February. And then we had yesterday's game against Michigan State, which was a 2-1 win for the Wisconsin Badgers. 2-1, that's really tight. You take a look at the box score and you see the time of these goals and when they came out onto the score sheet. You had the first goal of the game scored by Charlie Combs for Michigan State. That was at 13 minutes in the second period. So halfway through the game, it's 1-0 Michigan State. Then in the last minute of the second period, it's Tommy Apap from the Michigan State hockey team that ends up taking a penalty. He goes to the box for tripping. And what do the Badgers do with 16 seconds left in the second period? Well, it's Linus Weissbach who throws it over into the right side corner for Cole Caufield, who's coming out with speed. Caufield spins. He's at the perimeter of the faceoff circle. He's in a tight angle. He shoots. He scores. What a small opening for the puck to enter the net. It rings off the post and in. Cole Caufield ties the game up with 16 seconds left in the second period. And once the third period gets underway, well, it's a deadlock. It's 1-1. It's tight. It's fast-paced. And all of a sudden, it's Dylan Holloway down low chasing after the puck. He wins the puck battle and throws it right up the middle, right in front for a streaking Cole Caufield, who's got so much room. He comes in one-on-one with the goaltender, and he scores. Cole Caufield in what was a 2-1 win for Wisconsin in one of the tightest games they've played this year. Got himself the 2 goals for the Badgers to win, and he ends off the weekend with another 4-point performance in 2 games played. His point streak now, it's up to a whopping 6 games played, each with 2 points in those 6 games. He has a 3-point game in there as well, so he's at 11 points in his previous 5 games. And, I mean, what else is there to say about this guy? He's up here first in the nation in all of the categories that we expect. 28 games played, 25 goals. Dude, he is just under a goal a game, and this is after Alex Turcotte and Keandre Miller and all the other seniors they had last year left. This guy is a sophomore. If you take a look at the NCAA goal numbers, he's got a 9-goal lead on the second-place guy. And the second-place guy's a senior. Caufield's just a sophomore. The next sophomore over here is Shane Pinto with 15 goals, so he's tied for 5th. Pinto, by the way, very good Ottawa Senators prospect. And of course, if you take a look at the points, obviously you have the other Wisconsin Badgers that are right up there as well. Caufield is up there. He's first in the league in points. But then you have Wadine Tufto, 44 points in 27 games played for him. So his points per game is just slightly underneath Cole's. But then you have Weissbach and Holloway. Holloway, by the way, has a better points per game than everybody here. 34 points, 20 games played. This guy's an absolute workhorse, a monster in the NCAA. Second only to David Ferentz, who has 16 points in 9 games played this season for Boston University. But for Cole Caufield, it's just so crazy to see how consistent he can be. How even though teams are doing their homework, even though they're developing strategies to counteract what is a good Wisconsin team this year, you still can't stop Caufield. Like, teams have 2 years worth of NCAA footage of Caufield playing, and he's still finding ways to score, either by just getting the puck and doing the work himself, by sniping it with a pinpoint wrist shot, or just finding some open space, because he's been doing a lot of that as well, and it's led to a lot of his scoring opportunities for sure. Here's what Wisconsin coach Tony Granato said: "I may never coach another player with Cole Caufield's gift, his touch, ever again." And that is some pretty big praise, I would say so. The follow-up tweet here is kind of funny. Former Wisconsin Badger Joe Pavelski, he phoned Caufield and told him his kids wanted to know what kind of curve Caufield uses on his stick. I mean, Joe Pavelski only has 379 NHL goals, so of course the kids are looking to Cole Caufield for his own stick qualifications. But all of this is so good to see. Cole Caufield just absolutely dominating at the NCAA level. It's just a big question now as to whether or not those aspects are going to translate by the time this guy makes the NHL, because he is going to make the NHL soon. I would say probably sometime in 2021, either at the end of this season or at the start of next, we will at the very least see Caufield play in at least an NHL game. And I don't think I'm alone in projecting that, just based off of the comments that we have seen from Mark Bergevin talking about this guy and all that. But seriously, man, just taking a look at the raw number. 25 goals in 28 games. He is under a goal a game, just under. And he's doing all this without Jack Hughes, man. All the draft naysayers, oh, this guy's too small, oh, this guy won't get anywhere, he's only here because he got Jack Hughes as his center, centering the puck for him over and over again. And I get that there's certainly reason for people to have concerns about the production when you're playing with Jack Hughes, but when Jack Hughes himself says before the 2019 draft, yeah, one of the reasons I got a lot of points was partly because I was playing with Cole Caufield. That in itself tells a lot as well. So from here on out, we have, I believe it's the Frozen Four. We have some stuff to go on with the NCAA season. Obviously, with the Badgers being the best team in the Big Ten, they're going to have their spot reserved for them. So, and we have ourselves still some more games to go of Cole Caufield action. And I think the NCAA is kind of weird, because I'm pretty sure they combine the regular season and the Frozen Four tournament statistics into one at the end of the year. So even though Cole Caufield has wrapped up the regular season, quote-unquote, for the Badgers with 28 games played and 46 gosh darn points, there still is an opportunity for him to go out there and add more to that number, I'm pretty sure, just because of the way the statistics are calculated in the NCAA. But for now, Caufield is first in the league in all these categories. He is still on top of the world. The Wisconsin Badgers are on top of the Big Ten, and all is well in Montreal. So, talk to me in the comments what you thought about this video over here. Hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.